into suspects' bank accounts without prior notice. This comes at a time when a section of leaders have claimed that the state agencies fighting graft were misused in harassing and persecuting political opponents. And as KTN's political affairs reporter Daniel Kariuki tells us, the Supreme Court has also ruled senators have powers to summon county governors to respond to question.
The fight against corruption could be taken a notch higher. The Supreme Court Friday ruled that Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission EACC has the powers to secretly investigate graft suspects' bank accounts. In what could see accounts of graft suspects accessed, the court says EACC does not need prior notice to investigate. The ruling could be the beginning of another war between a section of political leaders and the graft-fighting agencies. This comes at a time when a section of leaders, businessmen and Kenyans have cried foul over what they have termed as targeted attempts to force them into submission, while accusing the agencies of being used to settle political wars. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has been at the forefront and singled out the Directorate of Criminal Investigations DCI, Kenya Revenue Authority KRA, and Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission EACC are some of the agencies which should be subjected to a raft of reforms. The task now lies with EACC on how they will carry out the investigations and grounds to kickstart any investigation.
We are aware of the harassment and intimidation governors have undergone through by state agencies. The level of extortion by detectives pretending to be fighting graft, whereas they were just extorting money from governors and officials, is a thing of the past. Because when you embarrass an elected leader in front of his juniors and you go away, how do you expect him to perform the following day?
Meanwhile, the Senate battle to oversight expenditure at the county level has received a major boost after the Supreme Court ruled that the legislators have the power to summon and question governors on the expenditure of funds received from the national government and local taxation. The Apex Court judges, led by Chief Justice Martha Koome, declared that the Senate has powers to summon county governors to answer any question or provide any requisite information in the performance of its oversight role over county revenue. The Supreme Court says the Senate's oversight authority is not limited to nationally allocated revenue, but extends to locally generated revenue by the counties. Meanwhile, EACC has obtained orders from the High Court freezing assets worth 88 million shillings alleged to have been fraudulently acquired from the county government of Machakos. The assets allegedly acquired by a former CEC member for agriculture, food security and cooperative development were frozen pending hearing and determination of a recovery suit filed in May. Daniel Kariuki, KTN News.
Now, even as government puts up that war against graft, we would like you to give your comment on this matter. Our big question today is it in order for the EACC to access suspects' bank accounts without prior notice? Do you think it's in order for the EACC to access suspects' bank accounts without prior notice? I am at Trix Ingado on Twitter. You can also tag KTN at KTN News KE and let us know what you think. You can also SMS your responses to 22155 and we shall be sampling those later on. Be a part of the conversation. Meanwhile, members of the public have 7 days to submit any representation or grievances contesting the suitability of President